All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to our 2025 Exhibitor Town Hall. This is for our upcoming show in Houston this September, so hopefully everyone has a booth already. If not, please reach out to me after this call and we will go ahead and get that saved for you. We have a few left. Um, on today's call, we are going to have Greg McCormick with T3 Expo here with us, and I know many of you know Greg. And of course, I will be helping out from the NAEC standpoint. So if at any moment, if y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to use the chat. We will try to get to them as soon as we can, as soon as they pop up. But of course, if you have any other questions at the end of it, feel free to reach out to me and then I can get you connected with somebody else. All right, today's agenda, just very brief. We're going to be going through general show information and timing, shipping information, your booth needs. So what do you need with your booth? What comes with your booth? Because those are questions that we always get. The exhibitor services kit, how do you utilize it? Where do you even find it? So you'll learn all of that today. We're going to talk about booking your 2026 booth for Chicago because that will be coming up soon. And then we're going to go through a little bit of the registration because you have to register your team to attend, and then some of the hotel rooms that we still have available. And once again, please just make sure you use the chat if you have any questions. Some general announcements, reminders. The 2025-2026 NAEC membership renewal period has begun. Renewals went out Monday. Just to reiterate, you must have an active NAEC membership at the time of the show to be able to exhibit this year. This is something we've done in the past. We do check this throughout the year, so make sure that you do have an active membership. If you do not have an active membership when you show up to move your stuff into your booth, you will not have access to your freight until that payment is made. So if you have questions, please let me know. I can resend you the invoice, but we want to make sure that everybody's on top of these memberships. NAEC is going to be hosting a happy hour July 30th, 2025 in Houston. And this is to drum up some noise about the show that we're going to be coming back for in September, as well as offering new membership drives and everything. So if you guys have questions or if you have any customers in the Houston area that you know are not NAEC members or maybe want to learn more about NAEC, please let us know. You can reach out to Paula or myself. We can get them connected and invited. This is a free event. It's on a Thursday after hours, and just stop by, have a couple of drinks, some food, network, hear about NAEC, and then head on home. Overdue booth payments. We have a couple companies that need to make sure that they have paid their payments. So all booth payments, if you have not paid, needs to be paid no later than June 20th. Of course, if you're a new exhibitor that maybe you just signed up for your booth this past month or a couple weeks ago, you still have time to go by the due date that is on your invoice. But everybody else, your payments are due no later than June 20th, and then we'll be releasing booths at that point if you have not paid. So make sure that you have paid. Just a reminder, exhibitor comp codes. Because you are an exhibitor with us, you do have a specific comp code for your booth that you can invite your customers. This is for contractors and associates only, so inspectors, consultants, and contractor mechanics. This is a free day pass that you can offer to your customers. So if you need your comp code, let me know. We can give that to you. It is unlimited, so you could use it as much as you want to. And there is no cost to you, no cost to them. So this is just a free thing that we offer to kind of get some more business on the show floor for all of our exhibitors, because we love to have a packed show floor every day. The last thing is booth sharing policy. This comes up every year, but make sure if you have a company that you're sharing a booth with this year, that NAEC is aware of it. We do have to have both companies sign a contract, and you cannot share in a 10 by 10 booth. It's just too small of a space to share for more than one company. So if you are sharing a booth with another company, please make sure that we're aware. All right, and then Greg is going to take it from here.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. So to follow up with what Daniel was just talking about, the show this year is at the George R. Brown Convention Center, which is the official name for the Houston Convention Center, September 17th through 18th. We will be in halls A and B. And please make a note of that. As there are two A and B halls at the facility, there are A and B, which is what we are on. It's on level 1. And then there are halls A3 and B3, which are up on level 3. So when you're thinking, when you get to the facility or you're shipping into the facility, please make sure that you just label it as halls A and B. Big point of note, and we'll look at this when we talk a little bit more about the service kit. The advanced deadline or discount deadline for ordering services is August 27th. So you still have, August 22nd. So you still have plenty of time to get your orders in. Okay. Next slide, please. So again, looking at the official show timing for the event, we will have early approved move-in on Saturday, September 13th from 12 to 5 p.m. This would be offered through booths for 400 net square feet and over. Inside the exhibitor service kit is an early request form. Please make sure that you fill that out and send that to help@t3expo.com so that way we know when to expect you to come in. The bulk of exhibitor move-in will be Monday, September 15th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday, September 16th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The exhibit show will open on Wednesday, September 17th from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Exhibitors will have access that morning starting at 7 a.m., but you will need to be show ready by 9:15 a.m. that morning. The show will reopen again on Thursday, September 18th from 9:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Again, exhibitors will have access at 7 a.m. to get their booth ready for the day and start their staff off with the show opening at 9:30. We begin breakout at 3:01 p.m., at which point the aisle carpet will come up and empty containers will start coming back into the show. You can move out Thursday, September 18th from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And then we have Friday, September 19th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. When we get into the outbound shipping, we'll talk a little bit more about this, but please, if you do not have a rush on your freight to get somewhere, I highly recommend having your carrier come in on Friday, September 19th to ensure your outbound shipment goes out on straight time. Okay. So getting into shipping, where do I ship my booth? Exhibitors have two options for shipment on this show. You can either go to the advanced warehouse, which T3 sets up 30 days prior to the first day of move-in. This process, an exhibitor would ship to the warehouse. We will hold your freight leading up to the event. We will deliver your freight to the show on our first day of access. And exhibitors will now have their freight waiting for them when you guys start moving in on Monday. Another option, if you need a little bit more time, you can ship direct to show site. So direct to show site would be this address right here for the George R. Brown Convention Center, halls A and B. Direct to show site shipments will start on Saturday, September 15th, and will go through Tuesday during the move-in. Please note that any shipments that arrive on Saturday or Sunday would be received on overtime. So again, if you want to save some money, I would arrange your shipment, if you're coming direct to show site, to arrive on Monday, September 17th, to ensure that you're arriving on straight time. Okay. Talking about what comes with my booth. So looking at the roster of people on the call, I know a lot of you have been with us before, but I like to walk through your booth space. So this gives you a better idea of what do I need to order and what do I need to look for in the service kit. When I look at building my booth, I like to associate it with similar to how you would build a house. So to this point, you have bought just the raw lot or the booth space for the show. From there, you start figuring out what do I need to build in my booth. So in this particular instance, there are three types of exhibitors at the event. You have 10 by 10 or inline exhibitors. These would be anything that's a 10 by 10, 10 by 20, or 10 by 30. These have certain regulations that you're allowed to do within your space. An island booth, which is a booth that's a 20 foot by 20 foot or larger footprint with no exhibitors that abut you on any sides. And then the last would be if you're ordering a custom exhibit or a turnkey option from T3. I bring that up only because the next stages that we're going to go through, your T3 service rep will order these on your behalf. So it's not something that you need to be aware of. So again, I purchased my run booth space. What comes next? So the first thing that you want to do, similar to building a house, is you want to get your electrical and internet cables laid out first. These would be ordered directly through the facility. Highly recommend if you have anything electric in your booth, a monitor, you're doing any type of maybe a coffee machine or whatever it might be, you do need to order electrical. So you want to make sure that that's done first. Now that you have your electrical down, let's talk about flooring for your booth. So flooring is required by NAEC. You can either A, bring in your own flooring if you own your booth. B, you can rent it from an I&D house or a third party. So let's say you're working with another company on your behalf to design and build your booth. You can get it from them, or you can order it through T3 Expo. Again, it is required. I highly recommend going back to the previous slide. If you order electrical and internet, make sure you order that first, because the last thing you want to happen is you come in, your carpet's down, and now you have to pull it back up to put electrical down. Now that you've relayed your flooring, let's talk a little bit more about your booth build. Again, there are a couple of different options here. You probably own a booth already in inventory that you're going to be shipping to the show site, which is great. You might be working with a third party or an I&D company to build your booth on your behalf, or you rented something from T3 Expo. Again, your booth build would be the next thing that you would want to consider. After your booth build and your walls are up, let's talk a little bit about AV. You can either bring your own AV to the show, or you can rent through the George R. Brown Convention Center. Those forms are in the kit. Again, if you are bringing AV, I go back to the electrical portion where make sure that you have ordered electrical so you can get the pre-show rate. Lastly, furniture and accessories would come next. Those would be anything from chairs, stools, waste baskets, any additional decor that you might need it within your booth. Hanging signs. So a hanging sign is only permitted for booths that are 20 foot by 20 foot or larger in that island capacity. Please note for your hanging signs that NAEC follows the IAEE rules and regulations, which means that all hanging signs, including truss and any lighting that sits on top of your sign, cannot exceed more than 18 feet in height from the top of that truss, lighting, sign, whatever it may be, to the floor. So please make sure that you follow those guidelines. And then lastly, cleaning of your booth. This particular year, the George R. Brown Convention Center is the exclusive cleaning provider for the facility. Inside the exhibitor service kit, we'll have access to their form so you can order your cleaning for your booth. We've talked a lot about the service kit. Let's quickly jump into that. The service kit is housed at t3expo.com. When you go into the exhibitor service kit portion, you'll find the NAEC show. This is what the exhibitor online portal looks like. Through this portal, you have the ability of ordering goods and services. You'll also see a reminder up above of the show information. There is this click here for additional event information feature. So if you click on that, this will pull up some additional forms. For example, if you wanted to download the entire service kit, shipping and material handling, artwork and submission, and so on and so forth. This particular portion of the kit is similar to a Google. So as exhibitors search for more of these products and services, these will pre-populate based upon what is the higher demand or what people are asking a lot about. Again, highly recommend that service kit download feature. It has all the forms available in it. Sad and suck that we're already talking about move out of the show since it's not here yet, but let's talk move out. So again, the show breaks at 3 o'clock on Thursday, September 18th. Exhibitors can stay in the hall that night. You can dismantle your booth, do whatever you need to do until 9 p.m. You can ship your booth out that night. Again, if it doesn't need to be anywhere in a rushed amount of time, I highly recommend shipping it out on Friday. We will be there all day on Friday from 8 to 5 p.m., clearing the hall and shipping out any exhibitor freight. Carrier check-in, just make sure your carriers are checked in by 8 a.m. on the 19th to receive your freight. If you do have any additional questions or you need some help putting in an order or so forth, I highly encourage reaching out to us at help@t3expo.com. This could either be a question for one of our services, or if you just need some additional direction as to ordering electrical, internet, or anything else from the facility. Booking your 2026 space. So we're going to Chicago next year. We will be doing exhibit booth selection on show like we've been doing the last couple of years. Some communication schedule updates just to be aware of. So we will be sending out the Save the Date awareness campaign email on August 14th, which means, hey, don't forget on site, you're going to be booking your booth space. On September 2nd and September 8th, we're going to be sending out a similar email reminding everyone as to your assigned day and time to stop by the booth to select your booth space. And then on September 11th, we're going to send out another email on what to expect. This again is just for what time your day and time is to select your booth space and the location of the on-site sales office. These emails will be going out to whomever we have on file, either as your main point of contact for your booth or who signed the contract for your booth. If in fact you want these to go to someone else, or you have someone specific in mind or just want to re-verify, please reach out to us at naec@t3expo.com. I also highly recommend that if the first week of September you have not seen any communications regarding the 2026 booth space selection, again, please reach out to us immediately at naec@t3expo.com so we can get you squared away. Okay.
Hopefully everyone knows how to go through the registration process, but if not, here's just a very quick refresher. So once you have your booth secured, we have to go in and add you into our registration platform. Our third party is RCS. We've used them for 20 plus years, so they are very, very familiar with our show. The layout really has not changed. The biggest thing you'll see is the logo changes every year. So it should be very familiar. Here's the registration link. It's also on the convention website if you need to use that instead. But when you go in here, you're going to be looking for the exhibitor button. This is a question we always have. The member button, yes, while you are a member of NAEC, you are not going to be listed in that category because you are an exhibitor, so your portal looks way different than a regular attendee would. So you'll go in, hit the exhibitor button. Once you click that, it's going to show this screen right here where it's exhibitor registration. For this, you'll find your company in the drop-down menu. If your company is not there, it's most likely that you just booked your booth maybe that day. And there is a lag between booking your booth and being able to register. We usually try to get those into the system within 48 hours, but it does take a little time. So if you don't see it there after about 48 hours, please reach out to us, let us know, and we can try to make that move faster for you. Then you're also going to need a password. Whenever your company is put into the RCS registration system, you will receive an email that will have the password and your exhibitor comp code and all the information on how to register. But in case you missed it, you can always reach out to the NAEC staff and we can give you that password. It starts with NAEC and then it has random numbers afterwards. So some people get that confused with their exhibitor comp code. So once you log in, this is what you're going to see. It's going to have who the contact is. And if this ever needs to be updated, please let us know. We use the information that is associated with your booth. So if you have someone else, then we just need to change that in the system. And then the allocation status is going to show you how many complimentary registrations are included in your booth. So based upon your booth size, you get so many free registrations for your fully registered attendees that will be working your booth, attending all the receptions, education, whatever they need to do. You'll see how many have been used and then how many, of course, you have remaining. So to add a new registration, you're just going to hit add it one now. And then it's going to show up where you're going to start putting in all of the personal information for that person. And then whenever you complete the personal information, it's going to show you the next screen that says choose your experience. So you'll see right here, the first one is exhibitor, and that tells you everything that comes with that one. And that's your complimentary one that automatically comes with your booth. The next option, if maybe you used all of your complimentary ones, you can also still purchase full meetings. You're just going to have to pay for that, and you do get the discounted rate for being a member. And it's the same as the exhibitor one. It's just you have to pay for one instead of the complimentary one. If you have some employees who maybe are just solely coming to help maybe set up your booth, work the show, tear down the booth, but they're not going to come to any of the receptions or anything, they just need access to the show floor, you will use this additional personnel expo worker only. So once again, they only have access to the show floor and they can help you set up, they can help you tear down, but that is all. And the last option, if you have any spouses or non-industry guests coming with one of the exhibitors, you would use this exhibitor spouse guest. So they get all of the same things as a fully registered attendee. The only thing that we leave out is the education sessions because usually it's not really applicable to somebody that's not in the industry. So there's all the pricing. Next thing is hotels and room blocks. So let me go back. Once you finish your experience and everything, you just go to checkout basically. And we do only accept credit cards for this event. So you have to pay at that moment that you register because we use a third party. So for hotels and room blocks, so once you're fully registered, you will receive a confirmation email to the address that you put in whenever you were registering. So make sure you check your spam and everything. It will come from RCS directly, not NAEC. But it will have all the information about the show, some of the stuff that Greg just went over about the show open dates and everything, the schedule, but also has your hotel room block link. So we embed that into the confirmation email because we want you to register to attend before you book your hotel room to ensure that all of our registered attendees do have the opportunity to book a hotel room. Our host hotel this year is the Marriott Marquis, which is in downtown Houston, attached to the convention center, which is very convenient. So here's some information about it. Price per night, $229. There's valet and offsite parking, of course, check-in, check-out times. The last day to book rooms at this hotel is August 22nd. I will say, please don't wait to that date. We are currently selling out of rooms at this hotel. We do have some rooms available, just some days are a little bit harder to book rooms right now. We are working to get more rooms available though. We do have a secondary overflow hotel, which is at the Hampton Inn, Houston downtown, which is located right there by the Marquee. So it's very convenient as well. Everything's walkable. 199 per room per night. This hotel still has plenty of space available. So it's also a good option if you want to look there. And the last day to book rooms at this hotel is going to be August 25th. All right, so another new thing is NAEC has always utilized a software called A to Z, and that's where our show floor has been housed. That's the exhibitor portal that you guys can update with all the information that our attendees see. And that's also how we do our convention show app. When you're on site, you have the app that you can use that shows you speakers and all that stuff. We're actually switching platforms this year, so we're trying out a new one. It's called Map Your Show. And so if you've seen already, the show floor has changed the look. It's a little bit more detailed, which I think is really great. So this is the new show floor rendering. Your booths did not move or anything. It's just now you can actually see where some of the structures are, while we have to strategically place some of the booths the way we did. We are working on the exhibitor portal. It's going to be a lot more user-friendly, where we can actually share it with our general attendees. They can go in and search more about your booth, about your company. There's also an appointment feature that we may not roll out this year. It just depends, but they can book appointments with you if that's something that everybody's open to. And they can also look at the education sessions. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. Our goal is to have this exhibitor portal available to the exhibitors by the end of the month. It should be sooner, but I'm going to just be safe and say by the end of the month. So you can go in, update the information, because the information that's in there now is what we have pulled from your membership application that you applied with. So you might have some things you want to change in there if you want to add some graphics or anything. I will be sending that out. And then, of course, if you have questions about it, just let me know. And that is all that we have. So if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat. If you have questions that you maybe need some more time with, Greg and I are always available to hop on a call with you to kind of go through a couple different scenarios if you have specific questions. But yeah, Greg, have you seen any questions come through the chat?
No, this is a remarkably quiet group.
Awesome. It's because everyone's so experienced. So, well, perfect.
One of the questions that we just got was about sharing the presentation after the chat. So yes, the presentation will be shared. It also has been recorded. So if there's anyone from your team that is going to the show, let's say you're not going to be able to make it and you're sending an on-site team, it might not be a bad idea to share with them, but it will be available.
Yep, absolutely.
And Jose, you're a first-time exhibitor. Welcome to the show. Yes, you can absolutely bring your own booth to set up. Basically, what you would want to think about, Jose, is really how you want to ship your booth to show site. And by that, I mean you can pick your own carrier, but do you want to ship to the advanced warehouse or direct to show site? Both those options are in the service kit. You can see a pricing breakdown between the two and what's more beneficial to your needs. Advanced warehouse is always good because your booth is there. It's waiting for you. You don't have to worry about is it going to show up on time. You can also, again, you can ship direct to show site if you need a little bit more time. But going back to that point, you can absolutely bring your own booth. And yep, you can bring it with you on your own truck. So you would just you would bring direct to show site, and our team will be there at the dock to help you unload, deliver your things to your to your booth for you. We'll store your empties during the event. At the break of the event, we'll bring your empties back to you so you can reload. We will have you fill out an outbound material handling form. It's just basically your authorization saying that we can load up your truck when it arrives. You bring your truck back to the dock, we'll load you back up, and off you go and getting ready for Chicago.